Hi, and welcome to May the Power of the Force. My name is Lawrence Punk. You guys know that, or you wouldn't be here. And today we will be talking with Allison, my co host, who really is the brainchild of this whole event that I don't know, I think it came up kind of organically. What would you say?
Yeah, it was an organic situation. We were hanging out in one of your members only chats, the creamery, as we call ourselves, and where you milk us for more. And you mentioned that you had been watching YouTube, and some lovely individual was complaining that he had seen a video of somebody reviewing an old toy, and he was basically a bitter old person. And I just made the joke, we should just show that person, let's all do Power of the Force 2 reviews. And here we are.
And here we are. I'm not going to lie, it was very stressful. I
Yeah,
mentioned to you, a few other people, I mentioned on the streams. When it started getting closer, people started getting way more excited about just doing these reviews. And the whole point of obviously doing this was it was something cheap and inexpensive to grab. I wasn't going to ask someone to go buy a $55 Mythic Legions that's not into
right.
Mythic Legions. Um, and there's a lot of smaller content creators that I thought we could definitely showcase. And I have no problem with being, growing as a channel, definitely trying to showcase the other guys out there. But this took on a life of its own. And it's not just about these reviews. Allison has a whole thing set up for her whole month on her channel. So she's going to talk a lot about that. We'll discuss everyone that's going to be going live. I know I've talked about it numerous times at nauseum, I think.
Oh, yeah,
But
we're here.
it's been fun. I think if I would have been, it probably would have been easier for me to find 31 people to do a GI Joe review. But along the way, when the whole idea was to buy a $5 to $15 figure, we started getting people that were spending 70, $80. Some people spent $500 worth of uh, Power of the Force. So I'm interested to see how everything goes. And you guys just saw my review. It's all about fun. Um, and I do have a little story about that stupid video. So if you just watched my video, you saw at the beginning, I started doing bench pressing. And the whole point was that Han Solo is yelling at me. I have to tell. So that was 135. I did the first video, I did 20. I sat up, I said the exact same thing, but my head was cut off because I didn't have the video set. So I did another 20, sat up, did it, and went, damn it, I didn't hit record. I had to do so many because I didn't know how long it was going to take to get all the words in. So the last one, I only did 15 because let's just say I was burnt out. I was absolutely burnt out and so aggravated that the second one I thought went so well. I went and looked and I went, I didn't hit record.
Oops, that would suck.
So let's quickly say hi to the chat and then we'll get into everything. So Kenzo is here. We have a 3-star draw is in the house. We got Kenzo again. Jay Astro. We have Capitan here who says, been collecting Power of the Force 2 since 99. Why didn't you send over and say you want to do one? If you're still interested in, if you want to do one, let one of us know and
Yeah,
we'll schedule you.
we'll
We
get
have
you in there.
Aaron the Toy Enhancer who he went
That's,
overboard, but I
yeah,
think he
he's
found
the one that he was referring to, everyone.
he
We've just called out.
he's yeah, he's got problems. Over on Allison's channel watching, we have a Black Phoenix. Thank you for joining.
Hey,
We have
Alex.
a Baldy Locks review who will be on a toy kind of mood later on where they have the Joe team. That's later on today after this stream. You don't want to go watch it before it. I'm sure the Joe team only talks about the exact same things they always talk about.
Probably. G.I. Joe?
Derek Hoover watching over on Allison. Crimson Cobra Commander.
Hoorah.
Same time. Toys is here. Todd C, who is watching over on Allison. Now, you know what I like about seeing this? Todd C has been in my channel numerous times, and I love the fact that he is over on yours watching it also.
Todd,
So,
Todd, if he can't catch me live, he's probably the founder of the Allison Troy Retro Toy Princess replay crew. So we appreciate Todd at my channel for sure.
awesome. Rolando Flores is over on Allison's. We have Erica Thurman here. We have Allison, obviously. Troy, thank God that she is here. I was starting to worry. Darth Burke is in the house.
Gotta play it.
We have a Newfie 4024. 3-star draw. Did I mention 3-star draw already?
You can always mention someone twice.
Yeah, if I could think of his other name. I gotta think of your other name, Darren. I know it's not Darren.
Not Carl, is it?
No, it's not. We have Gatey's toy, which I had something to say, and when I saw you on Allison's stream, I was that many days old when I realized where your name came from. I was like, oh, now it makes sense. Anyway, we're all here watching either over on Allison's. We do have to mention quickly, if Speaking Moistly is here watching on the replay, we don't know if you have an Instagram, if you have a YouTube, we don't know how to get a hold of you. So please get a hold of one of us so we can make sure you are, you know where you're at in the lineup. Cobweb just showed up. Oh, what a traitor. He's over on yours right now. You just muted yourself?
Really quick, just because Andrew Gades asked. Actually the whole, so.
That is awesome.
It's a little big. I bought it when I was about 150 pounds bigger, so but it's fine.
And Andrew, I don't want to see you wearing that on your channel to try and one-up Allison here.
Actually, I would love it if you actually just heads up, Andrew. Derek Hoover and I did a pre-record for my time off in June, and we spent a lot of time talking about how thirsty you make us. So anyway, and Hoover is hetero. So anyway,
Cap says the red cap is sick. Are you talking about this? This was from my first trip, our first family trip to Disney World. We're no longer a family, as actually we're probably more of a family now than ever, to be 100% honest. But it is not as dark as it used to be. We'll just say the sun has faded it out tremendously. All right, so we've talked extensively on the live streams. I feel like I was just boring people after a while, but we'll be discussing all the people that are going to be doing this. If you're new and you want to know what's going on, we're kind of going to discuss what's going on, and then Allison is going to talk about a few other people that are going to be doing some other things like Make, Shape, Create, which I really do like his idea of what he's doing. It really does work. And then all the other stuff that you have going. So do you want to start off by kind of telling them what you have going on this month? I feel like I've been talking.
Yeah, for sure. Let's do that, because I obviously my review of Monkey Face Leia will be the last one of the month. But in the meantime, I've got some other stuff that will be going that is related to Power of the Force. For people here that subscribe to my channel, you do know that every Saturday I've been doing the toy booklets, the Vintage Kenner booklets, and a few other booklets from other companies. There aren't as many that aren't Kenner. So I have scheduled for every Saturday in May to release the Hasbro Kenner Action toy booklets that cover all of the Power of the Force toys. Oh, it's upside down. But so this will be going live every Saturday. So you'll get some lovely toy photography and the booklets from that vintage era. So definitely check those out. It's also, there's a lot of Batman in there. So if you also like Batman and not necessarily Todd McFarlane's 17,000 Batman, but back when a Batman was ice, magic, shield, ray guy. Those are all in there. So those go live every Saturday for you to enjoy. And also, because I do some coloring content on my channel, I have a 1997 Star Wars coloring book. I'm going to do a flip through of it, and it'll be a pre-record, so it's not live. So you can watch that once it goes up on my channel, whenever. And I color a Yoda picture as part of it. So, you know, all of that kind of, all of sort of the side stuff that happened with Powers of the Force too that I cover over on my channel. So I'm going to give you the full 1990s toy experience.
Did you have any live streams planned for the month?
I have one live stream at the end of the month where I'll be coloring some Star Wars 97 stuff. I don't have my guest locked in just yet, but as soon as I do, that will be announced. So.
And 3 Star says he can't wait to see some of the vintage literature and stuff.
Yeah, it's really cool to see all of that. I don't, unfortunately, I'm not far enough in it, but I've got old toy fairs and old Star Wars insiders from that time frame that eventually I'm going to try to get on my channel in some capacity, because again, that's a big part of what I like to do on my channel is all of the full spectrum of what toys looked like back then.
Toys have changed.
They changed a lot. Yeah, it's funny. I've been going through all of the old sort of toy fairs, and like, the Toy Biz Laura Croft is in one of those, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, that's a sculpt. So yeah, we've come a really long way.
Eric, if you're asking for coloring today, we are not.
Not today.
But I'm sure I'm assuming you do have Star Wars coloring.
Oh, I've got my normal. I do shorts every Tuesday for Star Wars, and starting next Tuesday, there's Bespin Luke coming up. I've got some Phantom Menace, Darth Maul, and Amidala, and sorry guys, Jar Jar Binks. So I've got some Star Wars coloring stuff that will be hitting my channel. I don't hate Jar Jar though, so I do apologize to everyone who does. I kind of like Jar Jar, so he's
Olivia likes Jar Jar, and it always becomes. I'm not even joking. It becomes a fight at Christmas. She wants to hang the Jar Jar. She wants to hang the Jar Jar ornament, and my son fights about it. And I'm like, just let her hang the stupid ornament.
Well, see, I didn't like him at first, because I was an edgy 20-something person, and I disliked him. And then one of my little godchildren, who was like 4 or 5 at the time, loved Jar Jar Binks, and I realized all these little kids love Jar Jar. I'm like, you know what? If kids are finding something in Star Wars that they like, let them have it. Like, I can suffer. So,
that's really how it should be. I mean, Star Wars was made for little people, right? Not little people like me, little people like children. Which I guess I was a little person when Star Wars came. But yeah, again, I don't like the Disney trilogy. I think, well, I'm glad it wasn't Power of the Force, because it'd be Power of the crap.
Yeah, right.
But you're right. If kids are enjoying it, then let them. And yeah, bring more people on. I said the same thing about G.I. Joe. You want to let people in, and if that means that they love the desert version of Snake Eyes, but it makes them come in, then awesome.
Yeah,
you don't have to like it.
I personally, I don't want Star Wars to die with me. Like my niece, who is like 15 or 6, she's 6. She just turned 16. She's 16 now. She really liked the sequel trilogy. Those are her favorite Star Wars movies. But she was also like 10 or 11 when they were coming out. So like, for her, that's what Star Wars really is. So my feeling is just like, let the kids love what they love. And like, let's just let them have it, so that way when we're all dead in 15, 20, 30 years, Star Wars still exists for the kids. And then their kids will have a trilogy they don't like. but their kids love. So it's just eternal. Like all the people who hated the prequels, but now the prequels have all these fans now because those little kids that loved it are old now. So
And the truth is, all those kids that love the Disney trilogy, once they start seeing the originals, they'll realize how much better they were.
yeah, but and they'll still love the Disney stuff. They'll just enjoy the OT more or whatever. Or maybe they won't. Maybe it'll be too old fashioned for them. It doesn't matter. Like, just love, like, Star Wars is for every generation gets their own Star Wars. Love your Star Wars and like, it's fine if you don't like the new Star Wars. Just don't hate on it. For the kids who do like it, hate on the kids that are outside of my apartment screaming at the top of their lungs. Anyway.
Captain, I am with you 100%. Make Star Wars great again. I couldn't agree anymore. And I believe that if we had Palpatine, Vader, Tarkin, any of the Jedi running the country, we'd still be in better shape than we have been for the last 8 years. All right?
For the last 25 years or something like that.
And I'm not one of those people that says I'm leaving. We still live in the greatest country in the world, but and this is not a time to go political. I'm just saying I'd rather have the Empire sometimes running the government than what we have right now. I've never heard a stormtrooper complain about medical. They don't seem to have cancer there. They do have domestic violence, which we will find out in the galaxy tomorrow when Matthew and I talk Star Wars troops.
Are you talking about Revenge of the Sith?
No, we're talking.
Oh, you said domestic violence. I thought you meant Revenge of the Sith. Is that scene at the end?
Yeah, there's that too. No, I was talking Star Wars troops, where we find out that Star Wars was it was a mishap. Should have never happened.
It's true.
Yeah, but the red protein bars were hard to come by. So I've already seen Shiny Plastic People's video. It is awesome. He is so excited. I just want to say that. Tomorrow you'll be able to check it out. He is like so damn excited over it. I'm not excited. He's super excited in it. I'm just the creativity that I think we're going to see out of some of these videos, because I think it gives people a chance to veer away from what they normally do, because you're reviewing a figure that, again, these figures are almost 30 years old. And if you can't have fun with that, then I don't really know what to do. And I think some people that have their videos set out a little bit further may come up with some new ideas when they see some of the things that some of the people do.
Oh yeah, I'm still writing mine. I have the stuff I need for it. I'm writing the scripts. I'm gonna watch I'm gonna have a bunch of videos watched before I start it, so that way I can go into it with the mindset of sort of enjoying everyone else. Maybe like I'll be, like, there's room for a new toy guru on like YouTube, I've heard. So maybe I just steal everyone's ideas and make my video.
J Astro says stormtroopers don't live long enough to need medical insurance.
Well, they don't really need prenatal or anything, because they can't shoot for shit, so they're fine.
I wonder, like, if the stormtroopers, like, after 3 months, after 6 months, they get like full medical benefits, and then they all just end up getting killed off. So the Emperor's just sitting back going, "Oh, here's another one I don't have to pay for."
All the premiums they didn't have to pay when the Death Star blew up. The first one. I mean, the second one, the Emperor obviously also lost. Well, I don't know. He had all those cloning takes. So, I don't know. Maybe Palpatine was just like happy to save money every time the Death Star. I mean, imagine the insurance write-off, like militant rebellion destroyed.
So, like, So Gregory, my 3D printer, he brings up a good point. They had poor medical. That's why they needed clones, and they missed on purpose, so no one really got hurt. So, maybe he's onto something there. These are the types of of roads you're gonna
Of course.
go when you're here. um, so let's quickly talk about what we have going on right now. So you guys saw my review, and let me bring this up really quick. I can share the screen. It's different. I'm talking to somebody.
Yeah, everybody's so creative.
So here's what we have. You guys already got to see mine. Tomorrow is Shiny Plastic People doing Amperu. And when I found out he was doing Amperu and we were doing Star Wars Troops on Thursday movie flashback, I said he has to go before us. If you've never seen Troops, it is a fan created Star Wars 12 or 15-minute movie that explains what happened to Uncle Owen Amperu. And it fits in so perfect with Star Wars. It just blows my mind how perfect it was. So I was like, he has to go first. On Friday we will have Wraith Mace. He's the one who started off with doing or ordering big things, and he was like, I want to get a Rancor. And we were like, the idea was to spend like $10, but he was already on eBay searching for one. And once he did it, we're like, you can't do it without the keeper. So he ordered a Rancor keeper for May the 4th, which was a complete accident. Cobweb is doing Yoda for Revenge of the 5th, which I had to rearrange everything because everyone said, you have to do a Sith. And I went, okay. Kenzo's Creation, which will be doing Darth Vader, Krusty Old Crow, C-3PO, and then on Tuesday we will have Aaron the Toy Enhancer doing a mystery figure. And the reason why it's a mystery figure is because he ordered so fucking many. So you can find this up on our Instagrams. Alice and I both have them up there, along with tags to each of the content creators. So make sure you subscribe to them.
Also, if you're one of my subscribers watching this, if you go to my community tab, there is a picture of this on there, and I have links to everyone for the first 7 days, all of their channels, so that you can just go from my community tab to each of the channels to subscribe and watch their content. We've got a really good variety of content creators who do different things. Some of our creators here don't necessarily, like Wraith Mace doesn't traditionally do Star Wars, but he does a lot of really great content, especially if you like it's Warcraft, right? I'm not a Warcraft nerd. Double checking. Anyway, if it's not Warcraft, I apologize, Wraith Mace. It's not my thing. I like your videos though. So go watch his stuff. Subscribe. Cobweb tends to do mostly Mochu.
It's Warhammer.
Warhammer.
I'm sorry. I was trying to think of it because I couldn't think of it either.
Yeah, like it's not my thing, but I enjoy it. I actually enjoy it because Wraith Mace is so effing passionate about it. I'm just like, it's not my nerdery. It's not my nerd thing, but I love watching people, and this is part of why I like that we're doing this. I like when we get to be nerdy together and it's fun and we're passionate about our nerdy thing. I will watch a lot of content when somebody's passionate, even if it's not my jam. So
yeah, and that's exactly a lot of things that we discuss. You can really enjoy someone in their content creation because you like their character. I mentioned before, I don't watch a lot of sports anymore, but I still listen to sports radio because I've learned to just fall in love with these broadcasters and how they do their stuff and who they are and how they talk, and it's really helped me do lives completely. So I know there's a lot of people that watch me that don't care about G.I. Joe. I know that there's a bunch of people that that I'll watch that I don't really care so much about the content they're creating. I enjoy them. They're back and forth with their community and stuff like that. So So we can get rid of this. That's all the slides we have right now, guys. So
Yeah, we didn't. Yeah, we didn't do a lot of slides.
no, I think we're both people. I mean, we talked about this. People don't think that they think, oh, you just sit down and you get on YouTube. There's so much that go into creating content, whether it be live streams or pre-recorded videos, and it is fun. That is for sure, but it's also exhausting.
Really quick, who is Skip Bayless?
He is one of the worst people on TV and radio that talk sports.
Was he ever a member of the Wizards team?
No.
No, okay. Because I heard they were the worst sports ball team ever.
Well, I know back in the day, I would have said that is the Detroit Lions, but they are proving that they are not anymore. So I can't even go to that one anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry. That sounds really tragic. Like, does it keep you up at night?
No, I'm actually happy for all the people in the area that actually support. May the force be with you. We have Titan who shows up. I agree. It's not always the content person. Like, I watch this channel for Roman. I don't know who Romam is, but I know who Roman is. See, Lions are having the moment. We're not going to talk sports ball because I know most of you have no idea even what a football is.
People would leave quicker than Masters of the Universe. They would just be like, I'm out. Like, I can't do it. Carol did you see Carol, or did I miss Carol? Because I was trying to figure out who Skip Bayless was.
I didn't see Carol either.
Carol's here. So anyway, hi, Carol.
Carol, I did not see you, but look who you are in before. We've been going for a half hour, and your brother didn't even bother to show up.
Well, I mean, there are other things happening tonight. Like, apparently Toy Habits has an episode or something. But I don't know. Even mention that, it's Motu, so everybody will leave because nobody watches you when you talk Motu.
I don't know if you didn't know this, but the center of the universe revolves around me. So I really don't care what anyone else does. Okay. If it's not directly affecting me, I don't care. Sometimes I wish that was true.
Yeah, no, I think Aaron, Oz is on Aaron's show tonight because this is the new night Aaron does his show.
Wait, Aaron is doing a show tonight?
Yeah, Aaron, Toy Therapy.
Oh!
Yeah,
I was thinking the toy enhancer. That's right.
No, not the guy who just dropped like $500 on Power of the Force. And he's a righteous. I mean, you're cool, Aaron. Like, I think you. He's the bee's knees, the cat's pajamas. But at the same time, like,
he has plans to get an army of 30 Power of the Force stormtroopers.
Okay,
that is commitment.
Oh, yeah. That's true, because not everyone has their 30 stormtroopers from the 90s like I do, so that's fair.
So I want you to talk about what Make Shape Create is doing, because I liked what you had mentioned to me about that. So
well, Corey over at Make Shape Create, who is one of my favorite creators from before he's one of the reasons I started creating, even though I don't do a lot of custom work anymore, because he does customs, and he mainly does Masters of the Universe.
This is in reference to building an army of 30 Power of the Force stormtroopers. That's going to cost tens of dollars.
Wherever will you get that? You're going to have to sell the land speeder.
Why? I have a question. Chris, why are you not in my streams, in my comments on Monday nights? I'm just going to throw it out there. I mean, you'd be a good addition.
Yeah, right?
Just saying that.
He's comical. What were we saying?
Corey,
yeah, Make Shape Create. Okay. Yeah, sorry, Corey. He'll be watching later because he's like got a wife and family and to eat dinner or whatever, unlike the rest of us. Actually, it's the West Coast, so it's not even 6 o'clock here yet. But anyway, Corey is going to do he does Masters of the Universe Origin customs and sometimes vintage Motu customs. Please, guys, don't leave just because we said Motu. I mean, my audience is fine over on my side, but on your side, we know. He's going to do a Boba Fett in Origin style. So basically the same sort of buffness of Power of the Force too. So that's what he's got cooked up for this weekend over on his channel. And Corey does really amazing work. I really love his custom work. So definitely check it out. Because that was his idea when he heard we were doing this. He's like, what if I did customs of Star Wars using Origins? And I'm like, I really love that idea. So
I have seen he has posted a lot of his stuff. A lot of his total blank.
His custom figure work.
It's like Batman. His Batman is Superman customs as Motu, and it's really nice. So hold on, I want to do something really quick here. Let's quickly. We're gonna remove this. I didn't want that. Nope, I'm gonna do something different here. We are going to stop that screen. Present. Share screen. And quickly, while we're here, we're going to shoot on over here and say hi to these guys and tell them to.
Well, there's Ed.
There's Ed. My buddy's customs is over here. So 3 of the normal viewers who would normally be watching our stuff.
And they also watch my stuff. So we're basically all.
I said our stuff.
Ed and Aaron both watch my stuff, and so does Bud. Who else is over there?
Ed, Buddy, and Payne. So let's see here.
I
guys just want to say hi from our stream. Our stream. There we go.
Excellent.
And quickly, Wraith Mace, you're awesome.
That's
just
amazing.
Donated one Punk membership, and Krusty Old Crow got it.
Huzzah.
So there you go, Krusty. You finally got it. And boy, this looks weird having a whole bunch of us on here.
It's like Inception or something. I just saw I saw across space and time into the future, and you have even less hair, Lawrence. Oh my goodness.
Don't be afraid to talk about other people's channel that you want to promote on your own.
Just don't do it if you're a guest in the chat, because then Lawrence has.
I will. I will go batshit crazy if you try and promote your own shit.
And not even when he's DTing from like hormones and stuff. So yeah.
Wait a minute.
No, that was steroids. Right?
Wait, how did Krusty? I'm looking over a Payne's thing, and Krusty O'Crow is over here typing. Yet he just got a membership here.
Because hear me out. Hear me out. You can have multiple windows open.
You can't make this shit up.
Like right now, I've got monitors. It's like Oracle from like Batman comics. So like you're here, my stream is here, and then right here is us. So this is.
Yeah, I'm gonna break the multiverse.
It's true.
All right, so let's get into all the creators that we got to join. You guys have been listening for quite some time. Most of you that are probably tuning in from Allison's, you're probably like, dude, this guy is a fucking moron. And, I don't blame you.
No, they would have watched you the time you came in. We colored Care Bears. So
yeah, and they probably would have said he's a moron.
People love that you colored Care Bears.
I'm watching pro wrestling right now as well. My brain breaks it.
There you go.
Wait, so Krusty O'Crow says, I just saw Punk jump on Payne's stream and say hi, and I was like, oh shit, I knew there was somewhere I had to be. Okay, so Krusty O'Crow, you must have missed it, but while you were over there, somehow Wraith Mace donated 1 Punk membership and you got it.
Magic.
Magic. It's
Magic.
magic.
It's magic.
So I have my sheet here.
Now, I've
that
got
when
a
I-
scanner back here too.
Yeah, so when I scanned it to Allison, there wasn't pop all over it. If you don't know what happened, there was the great Aldi Cola debacle of 2024 Monday when I spilled pop all over my keyboard live on stream, which you can't make this shit up.
It's true.
I really do need to do a stream and go over all the debacles that I've had while being live. Going back to the first one where I couldn't figure out how to turn the music off.
I think the best one was when you left that time to go like pick your kid up at
Pick up my
work.
son from work.
Yeah, we all like just stuck around and chatted anyway.
It was a half hour and everyone was still there.
It was kind of like that thing where it's like, okay, we're doing this. Like, I don't want to leave now. Like that was
and I had forewarned everyone.
Yeah, no, it wasn't like you just like, I'll be right back. You were like, it's going to take about 30 minutes. And we were kind of all just like, well, it's Monday and nothing else is happening tonight. Let's do this. We're in.
But from the mouse died, the battery in the mouse died a couple weeks earlier. That was a lot of fun trying to get that taken care of. Again, there have been a few times I've just crashed the stream.
Chris Plastic has a great statement.
What?
He only streamed.
I only stream debacles.
He often has things go wrong in his stream, so you definitely need to invite him at some point to be on Thursday with a friend. You might break YouTube.
Oh, he's definitely. When as I do Thursday with a friend, I only do it every other week, so it's one of those things where I could probably get away doing it every week, although every other Thursday, Matthew and I do something.
Yeah, you're doing that movie show.
Yeah, the movie show. You remember the one you guys all wanted, but none of you showed up?
I often show up to that.
You do. You do.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just to tell you guys you're wrong, but I still show up.
And we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Doing that every other week, it's good because I don't think I'm going to run out of guests. And I don't, because it's all about getting to know the person. I don't want to start rehashing people. I want you to go back. That show is specifically made for people to go back and rewatch later on and get to know someone, especially as they start to grow as a content creator. So, but back to this. So we went over the first 7 days going into next Tuesday with the toy enhancer. And as we mentioned before, this all came on a fly, but I really I love showcasing and letting people know about smaller creators because they're the ones that are struggling. They're the ones that, for the most part, they're struggling. It's easy to get discouraged. So I want them to have some shine on them. Everyone keeps using that word. I guess it kind of works, right? So Wednesday we're going to have Thanos Copter, which you all know Thanos Copter, but unless you're following him on Instagram, he doesn't really do much YouTube content.
Yeah, once a week he does his director's cut series.
Yeah, if you're not following him on Instagram, you are definitely missing out. If you're a prude, don't follow him because you're not going to like any of his content.
It's true.
Yes. And if you're a prude, I'm not even sure why you're here. Because
you're probably just not ready for that jelly, and that's fine. Just don't go chasing waterfalls if you're not ready for that jelly. So.
Did you just really quote some really bad R&B artist?
No, I quoted TLC.
That's what I said.
And Destiny's Child, aka Beyonce, and those other girls.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna say, I need the podcast microphone for this one. Lawrence, you don't want the beehive to come after you. All right. Anyway,
Beehive. I'm not.
Yes, the Beyonce fans of the universe.
Is that what
They,
they're called?
the Beehive, yeah. So you just, well, the Bayhive, but Yes, Matt, it is the Bayhive. But I'm trying to translate for Punk because if I said the Bayhive, he would not understand what was going to happen. So anyway,
So,
Matt's in the background now. So
so
that's breaking wind.
Toy Connection shows up, and this guy he's too big time to do this. He was like, I have 5,000 plus subscribers. I'm not lowering myself to do anything like this. And I said, that's fine. You know what? We don't need your 5,000 subscribers. You do you. Keep doing your little history of stuff. He'll probably have a history of the power of the force before the end of the month, trying to upstage us, but we'll see.
As long as he puts it to premiere after my Monkey Face Layer review, he's welcome to do that.
I love the fact that you refer to her as Monkey Face.
I mean, we've all seen the figure. Allegedly, according to rumors and ancient scrolls, Carrie Fisher also referred to it as such.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, I did not know that, but I mean, it looks like a monkey, and that's not saying that Carrie Fisher does, because she doesn't. It never did.
Yeah, no, it was not a good sculpt. But to be fair, the people that sculpted it had just sculpted the year before monkeys for the Congo line. So I think they just, it was back in the day when Hasbro didn't do a lot of ladies for the toy lines. And I think they just didn't know how to sculpt a proper woman. So that's what we got. And they did fix it. So
the problem is they have continued to struggle with Princess Leia and her
New Hope, the original. I will say this, and this is not because Emily, the head of design at Star Wars Vintage Collection, and I are friendly. The sculpt that they have premiered for the new Vintage Collection Leia that's coming out, if the sculpt looks as good as what they're showing in these promo photos, that they will finally have obtained an amazing sculpt and delivered in an action figure form for that particular costume. So fingers crossed.
That's another thing that really doesn't get discussed because the face is so bad, is how bad her legs were.
Well, it was, yeah, well, I discussed that in my script because I haven't filmed it yet. But yeah, definitely those legs were pretty wonky. And there are many choices made for that figure that make sense from a engineering point of view, but from when you have to look at it, no.
And
gotta look at it.
Without the secondary, she was not going to stand.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and that was the thing. It was sculpted so that horrible vinyl skirt thing they gave her and the cape. It was bad design. So.
Chris says the Black Series, A New Hope, Leia had an incredible digital sculpt.
Yeah.
The delivery left something to be desired.
All three
it kind of goes for the G.I. Joe Falcon. Kind of all felt the exact same. Anyway, that was a long time to talk about Thanos Copter.
Yeah, well, we have to sort of so you don't get another video struck for being for adults only. We have to sort of.
That is still the only one. And the other thing that I have noticed is that when I broadcast from Oz's, it instantly goes to the yellow dollar sign. I guess they just assume that there's going to be some inappropriate content.
Oh, probably. I mean, I've never been there a night where it didn't get a little dicey.
But it just instantly goes to it. And yeah, I'm trying to avoid getting another adult content.
So with all of that said, definitely check out Thanos Copter's Princess Leia as Jabba's prisoner. I know you have the other name there, but it's inaccurate because Kenners did not exist whenever they finally used that name on packaging. That was Leia as Jabba's prisoner, according to all 7 of the packages on the wall. Because I've got one with the hologram, one without the hologram, and then just a couple extras in case I lose one. And then I can open it and put it on the shelf with the 6 that are opened over there. So anyway.
You do have a very large collection of female figures.
I do. I do. Well, I mean, like, have I almost have. Hopefully, by the end of this, I'll have everything set up. So part of the video, I can just show my Leia shelf and the because right here it's nothing but Leia. I've got that horrible Bendham's Leia right there, and the
Oh,
Micro Masters, those little die-cast figures. There was a set with Leia. Then there's Monkey Face Leia with the orange bolt, with the green bolt, then Bausch with the purple, then Bausch on a green card. Wait, that didn't sound right. Anyway,
so
yeah.
how many Bendham figures were there?
I don't know because like they advertised a lot. I never saw all of the ones that were advertised, but then you will sometimes find one that they never advertised. So I don't know. Like I thought maybe 36 because they've re-released the Darth Vader case for them, and that held 36 figures. But I don't know. And it's probably best we don't because I feel like like how sometimes people will go to like an old mansion and they'll open like a box in the attic and release the gates of hell or whatever. I feel like if we truly deep dive into the Bendham Star Wars action figure line, we will open the gates of hell. And we just don't need that. Nobody fucking needs. I mean, nobody effing needs that. Sorry, I just got you demonetized and I apologize.
Let's see here. Gatey's Toy says, yeah, like I thought just the A New Hope Bendhams, but then I'd see Admiral Akbar out of nowhere.
Yeah.
See, that is something that we could do next year if there's
Yeah.
at least one enough. But then we could do Black Series and pick them up for or $5 each.
Yeah, that's true. It's a Black Series. No.
So, once again, quickly before we get to that, Wraith Maze gifted another Punk membership. Thank you very much. And G.I. Bro, who hasn't even commented yet, I don't believe, got it. He's in here. He's been in here lately on Mondays. I think he came over from a toy kind of mood and was like, it's a lot more fun here. And I was like, you're damn right it is.
You're a clown.
Actually, he didn't say that. I ad-libbed all that. You are a clown says KB Toys for the Star Wars Bendham win.
I got all of my Bendhams for like $1.99.
There was I don't even remember if there was that many. I just remember they were everywhere and they were awful.
I will give them this. They had a cloth cape on Vader as opposed to that vinyl thing that Hasbro Kenner gave us. So there is that.
All right. So let's move on to the next one since
that's a good point. Really quick, Kenzo has a question that we do need to address for the internet and for prosperity. Moby's trash. Okay, let's continue. All right, so Thanos is doing Jabba's prisoner Leia. Next year we'll do a line where it uses the name that everyone wants to use so that it's we got to be accurate with the toys, people. Same Time Toys, it looks like it's doing the Boba Fett IG-88 2-pack. That was a great 2-pack.
Yeah, that is Shadows of the Empire.
No.
So what?
I was just saying, yep.
Oh, I thought you said no.
Oh, I was agreeing with you.
Oh.
You're so used to people disagreeing with you that that's what you thought happened.
Well, you shook your head like this and said no.
Oh, no, I didn't. I was looking from the list to the screen, so it looked like I was shaking my head. Unlike some people, my neck turned still.
So if anyone is wondering, we did include Shadows of the Empire as Power of the Force because they were all at the same time. And it was kind of funny because no one even mentioned anything about Shadows of the Empire, and then it just kind of came up out of nowhere. And we were like, hell yeah, Shadows of the Empire has some pretty good figures.
It did.
And it was a really good book.
Yep. And a great CD and a great video game. And I found all of those figures at my Toys R Us right when I got all 4 of my wisdom teeth were impacted. So my mouth, and I left the dental surgeon or whatever, and my mouth was packed with gauze, dripping blood, slobber. It was, I can't say it was my least attractive day ever because, I'm old, But I'm gonna say it probably at that time in my life that was my least attractive day. Still got hit on because some people are desperate. But my mom took me to Toys R Us. I insisted because she was like, "Let's stop at Wendy's and get you a Frosty for your, for because that's all you're gonna eat for 3 days." Because my mom was not gonna make pudding and stuff. But I found all of the Shadows of the Empire figures at Toys R Us, and my mom was like, "You don't really need those. You've got and I was dripping blood all over the floor like a liquor from Resident Evil. But anyway, so that was how I got the Shadows of the Empire and left something for the Toys R Us employees to clean up. That's why they looked at me dirty for the rest of the time I lived there.
So Andrew says, I want to do an EU Mara J figure with the awesome packaging that turned into a scene.
All right. I got you. I got you. We got you.
So I didn't think, because Baldy, who oddly enough is directly below you, Gady's Toys, he wanted to do, or not he wanted to do, he said he wanted to do Thrawn from the from the EU. And I was like, I don't think they made it. He's like, oh no, they did. And he had it already. So
the whole line.
Reach out to myself or to Allison and we'll put you on the schedule.
Yep. We'll get you in there, both of y'all.
Anyone that wants to jump in and do a review, we'll just put you towards the back end. Because again, they don't need to go out right now. We have everyone. And we'll put you on at 9:00. So anyone else that's coming through, 9:00, because everyone's going on at 8. So we'll do one at 9. So it gives, if anyone decides to do an hour-long review, which are crazy if you can figure out how to do a Power of the Force, unless it's a vehicle or maybe a Rancor. But same time, Toys, he has a 2-pack, so he'll be able to look at 2.
Yeah.
After him,
we've got Hyperdelic,
who was by far the first person to have one done.
Wasn't his done last month? Because I seem to recall him messaging to ask me when to put it up.
He had it done like the day after he said he was going to do it. I'd have to go look, but it's been almost a month since he had it done. And originally, he was going to go on the 5th. I completely screwed up until everyone called me out saying, you can't have him go on the 5th. So I swapped him with Kenzo, who was further back. Because I wanted him to get it out because he was so excited.
Oh, yeah. No.
Whoa.
Well, and if you haven't watched one of Hyperdelic's reviews, you should, because I love how enthusiastic he is about every toy he opens. Like, Hyperdelic has fun energy, I think. So you're missing out if you're not watching his stuff, because he actually enjoys the stuff he's opening, and he's not, even when he doesn't like it, he still has a good time. So it's not, I mean, some people like watching sad old men and old women like opening toys and being like, ew, this is the worst thing ever. I enjoy it when somebody opens a terrible toy but still has a good time with it. Like,
if you're able to go on his show with him and you get to meet him, he has energy. He seems like a guy you would go out with and eventually be like, I have to leave because this guy's just too excited. He's too happy. And I'm not saying that in a bad way, but
oh no, he is,
those people that it's like, how are you this happy all the time? And there's a lot of jokes that he said that I won't say. I will let him say them. But I found it really hilarious, all due to his daughter, and not in a bad way, but very comical stuff that you can't fly on lives like this. Sometimes I talk too much.
And really quick, let's check in with the chat because there were some.
Well, I want to mention this. Crimson Cobra Commander says, I only Black Series, so I can't. Well, the reason why we picked Power of the Force was because they're so cheap. So if you wanted to get some good content, if you wanted to get some content out, I don't want to say good content because it's Power of the Force. If you want to get content out, you want to get a lot of eyes, or hopefully get a lot of eyes, how we're trying to do it, it gets eyes on your channel. And if you're
Sorry, really quick to that though, Black Series did release a Luke Skywalker and a ceremonial Leia on Power of the Force 2 packaging. So you do. to me, like if you were to get one of those and review that compared to the Power of the Force too, like that totally. Or if you just want to do some Star Wars content this month, Corey, I've got content that isn't specifically Power of the Force reviews. Corey's doing something that isn't. If you just want to do some Star Wars content this month with us, we'll fit you in. You won't be one of the Power of the Force 2 reviews, but we'll get you on there. Like we want people who are enthusiastic and want to be part of building a cool community of people hanging out and having a good time. So we'll figure it out. If you really want to participate, Crimson Cobra Commander, let's figure out a way to make it work.
Yeah, again, like if again for the whole May the Power of the Force, but yeah, if you just like, hey, I got all this Black Series, I wanna, do a review and be part of this. Again, we're not gatekeeping. Like, no, sorry,
That's the
no,
whole point of Power of the Force too, is
yeah,
making it so that
there's no top shelving. No,
no,
I'm sorry, we're only doing
only.
Power of the Force this year. Maybe next year we can do Black Series and include you. And I didn't say hi to Christopher. I'm not saying
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, don't risk it. There are already 20 reasons for you to get canceled. Let's not go there. This is an excellent point because I've been feeling this exact sentiment myself lately, just with the rising cost of new toys.
Yeah, and I think someone like you see someone like the toy enhancer, he picked some of these up, and all of a sudden he was really excited about them. And just picking this up, and now I've looked at a few at different toy stores. I don't want to. I don't. I'm not going to start picking them up, but it brings back a really fun time in collecting. I'm a just turning 20, in my early 20s, and just enjoying this because, you know, I have money to spend because I live at home for free. Didn't have kids. You guys know the deal, right? And say hi to Radical Toys. Uh, were there any other questions or anything that you saw
No,
here?
I saw a couple. Oh, Frankie Rivera, hello. Lovely to see ya.
I don't ever have someone simulcast, so I
Yep.
see it a lot on Oz's. Um, but so I just want to make sure everyone is being
Yep.
represented that
Yep.
jumps
And
in
there's just
here.
some really, I mean, that was a really good point Christopher had. Like, I've been feeling that. All right, so really quick, let's get through it. We got to Hyperdelic. Next up is Payne's Toy Sample, who is technically live right now, and we're ruining his life. Oh, well.
And Brett just jumped
Sorry,
on.
Aaron. Catch it on the replay if you're here, and if you're over there, you're catching this on the replay, and we love that for all of us. But Payne is doing the Bomar Monk, which, fun fact, was the first internet figure ever. I didn't have the internet, but thanks to the Star Wars Insider Fan Club magazine, they printed the address where you had to send the money so you could order it even if you didn't have the internet, because it was 1998.
So I have to say this. I have got to see the beginning, I believe, of Aaron's Bomar Monk, and I had the Bomar Monk, and I can't believe I actually not only opened it but put it together because I hate spiders. And I was watching it. I'm looking at it going, I would never have that again in my house.
So what you're saying is you get older, you get scared of stuff.
I was scared of them before. That's what kind of shocks me. Maybe
Interesting.
because it seems so stupid and you knew that it wasn't a spider. It was just in a spider body. But yeah. But as I watched his the beginning of his video, I was like, I can't believe I had that in my house.
But it had that cool little brain in a jar.
Yeah, which there's some people that I would like to just take that out of and put in and be like, maybe you can have some personality now.
Yeah, but putting their brain in a jar, I mean, it would just make it so they can't talk as easily. So they wouldn't get more, I mean, they would seem more interesting, but they wouldn't actually get more personality. They would just it would sound like they were auto-tuned when they talked. Oh my God. See, that's the only Power of the Force 2. That was the first thing I missed in Power of the Force 2.
I'm trying to think, which one is that?
It was just the regular Power of the Force Luke, but it was on a green card and it had the special edition gold seal looking thing.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. I bet those
Alright.
are cheap now. I didn't get it then because it was like going for $50 to $100 on the after. I bet it's like $5 now. Thanks for the reminder. I'm gonna go look that up. And then I'm gonna say suck it to that dude who tried to sell it to me. This is the only way you'll ever get it, ma'am. It's like, sir, you are still never gonna touch a titty, and I'm not giving you $55 on my money. I'm sure he's touched a titty by now, one of the ones on his back. But anyway, I digress. That was mean. I'm sorry, everyone. I am trying to be better in life. I didn't mean that. Anyway,
I call bullshit on that.
I just still viscerally remember him trying to get that money from me for that toy. And he's probably the one selling it for $3 that I'm going to buy later on eBay. So it all comes full circle, and he still hasn't touched a titty. So anyway,
one of the things that I mentioned about the Power of the Force 2 is that it is amazing how many of these are still mint on card at every single toy shop that you go into. It's mind blowing because everyone, including this guy here, thought these would be worth money. Little did we know that the 90s was the era of saturation. And sure enough, we got hammered with everything. Some of us may have picked up every single number one Image comic. Once again.
oh wait, wrong way.
Still the wrong way.
There we go. It's so weird because I'm typing your. Oh, yeah. Anyway, sorry. Internet.
Went to the opposite. Ken, I'm sorry, but you have no relevance in any of this conversation. You chose not to be part of May the Power of the Force.
I thought Ken was helping Oz produce his. Anyway, let's get back to the list.
I nixed that. I said that is not possible. This is where I win gatekeeping.
Okay. Anyway, so Payne's Toy Sample is doing the Bomar Monk. The day after, Master Versal Toy Hunter, aka Eldor. Sorry. Everyone, I'm just gonna give you the heads up. It's later in the day here. I haven't had enough coffee today. And I've not had dinner yet. And so if my southern accent comes out, I apologize. I can't help it. Anyway, Master Versal Toy Hunter, aka Eldor, will be reviewing Admiral Akbar. It's a trap. We then have Vine Jungle. Is that Vine Jungle? It's supposed to be Vine Jungle, right?
Vine Jungle Toys.
Okay, good. Okay. Well, it's just your list says Jung. Junge.
Listen, I was that one got thrown in really quickly. Now
that's fine. I mean, your handwriting is fine. It's just you left the L out. Like I will say this, I was super impressed when I got this list from you, and your handwriting didn't look like a serial killer like most Gen X men's handwriting does. So
I have really nice handwriting. I've always felt that I could have penned for comic books because a lot of it looks like that.
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. It's not that great. I'm just saying it's pretty good.
But this wasn't me trying. This was me just doing normal.
Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah. It definitely looks like you weren't trying. But
as nice as the handwriting is, and you can read everything.
Yeah, I can read it.
It doesn't help my spelling.
Yeah. Anyway. So Vine Jungle, not Vine Jung. Vine Jungle is doing the Wampa.
And he came in out of nowhere. He just happened to be in Oz's stream. I think he had just found it, and he's like, "Hey, I want in," and we're like, "Perfect." Yep. And that is exactly what we were looking for: is people that are hesitant and, hey, this is an easy thing to do. So, hold on, quickly. Come up here. Say hi. Come up. There you go. So, to all of Allison's people watching, this is Roman. Come here, buddy. Look, see, he knows where to look. And he wants to go outside, don't you? So why don't you call the kid, go get the girl, and ask her?
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to go outside? All right. Go get Olivia. You would think she would already hear it.
Oh, she probably does. She just wanted to see if you were to do it first. I remember being that age.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
but you go on. I'm going to hit mute.
well, before you do that, we've got Travis with Vader. Which Travis?
Okay, so that Travis there is Mr. Wonderful.
Okay, Mr.
Travis,
Wonderful.
uh,
Okay.
um, a toy kind of mood. Travis is too busy being a
Okay.
movie star that he didn't have time
No,
to
that's
do
fine.
a
I
10-minute.
wasn't sure. There are two Travises you never let on your stream. So
Actually, Mr. Hexastax was on at one time. All right, hold on.
he was
No, you
on
keep
the
going.
punk with the friend one. Anyway,
Yes.
it's neither here nor there. All right, so Mr. Wonderful, aka Travis, will be doing Darth Vader. And then we've got Tony's Figs doing Governor Tarkin.
Look who shows
Governor
up at perfect
Tarkin.
timing.
Yep, I thought I detected your foul stench. Anyway, hi, hello, Tony. All right, I just got confused as to what camera to look at. All right. Then the day after Tony's Figs, we have Skelevator doing Greedo. Then we've got Brick Something with Cabe and Muftak. That was another fan club set of the Cantina aliens. One of them's a big furry one, and the other's a little bat creature.
Before you quickly,
Oh yeah,
Christopher here says, I grabbed the biker scout speeder bike and indoor layer and speeder bike sets for 20 and 15. Their Toys R Us sticker had them at $9.99, so they haven't appreciated it at all.
exactly.
So the speeder bike and the Luke on speeder is actually going to be done by someone else. And I'm not saying you can't. Actually, I would love for you to do it.
Oh yeah.
Every time I think the biker scout and the speeder bike are some of the best figures made. You can't stand him. I know he's bow-legged. Looks like he just got done with a romp in the woods with someone else. But when you put him on that speeder bike, I love that outfit. The speeder bike was so awesome. And to this day, I just think that is a great, great figure. And knowing that it's like $20, and I found it when I was in Arizona visiting a buddy. I feel like I need to go get one. Oh God, I love that. I'm sorry. Like I see that and I'm like, I want that figure again.
Yeah. You should go buy it.
I probably
Yeah,
will.
you're gonna go do
That's what I
doggy
need.
stuff. All right, really quick. I'm gonna say hello to chat people. I don't have the ability to put you on the screen, but that's fine. I'm acknowledging your existence. That's what's important. Hello, Pop Blender. Good to see you. Matthew Matson is here, everyone.
Oh wait, yeah, my moderator showed up.
No, he's here.
My other
he had to
moderator's
eat
over on
and
Pains.
do family stuff. He's got a life. All right, sweet. So we're caught up on chat. So yeah, Brick Something is doing Cantina Aliens. The day after that, we're at Saturday the 18th at this stage. We've got Ostradamus Toys doing Boba Fett.
Did you miss Skelly?
Yep, I did Skelly, Greedo.
Okay.
I did Tarkin, then Greedo, then Cabe and Muftak. And now we're at Boba Fett by Ostradamus Toys. And allegedly Ken from Toy Connections, who is out of control, is helping him put his video together. The day after that, Wilhelm Toys is going to be doing the AT-AT or the AT-AT, depending on your pronunciation. And my understanding is he has one that's vintage that he has not opened yet that he's actually going to open for his video. So that will be cool. And that comes with like 2 or 3 figures, if I remember 1998. The next day, we've got Shark Eyes doing Chewbacca. I'm going to assume that's original issue Chewbacca with not the Chewbacca as Bausch's prisoner.
No, he's doing steroid Chewie.
He's doing Escape from the Planet of the Apes with Princess Leia's face Chewie. Okay. The next day we've got Down South, and he's also doing Lando.
Yes, he said he has both Landos, and I think he was thinking about changing it up because Hyperdelic did a steroid Lando. But I told him, hey, do whichever one you want. I love steroid.
that Lando has enough like chest action that we could get 5 or 6 videos out of that figure.
Oh, easily. Like they,
Oh,
yeah, we need to have a bodybuilding stage with him, Luke, and Han. But I think Lando may take it.
Oh, he's got that big heavy cape he had to carry around.
And he already has the perfect tan. Like that's so he already has the tan. He doesn't have to go to the tanning. And if they went to the tanning bed, they'll probably start melting because they're plastic.
It's true. They would melt so quick. Let's see. And then we've got highly articulated Adam. It just says speeder bikes. I can't remember if he got all 3 of them or just the 2.
He had speeder bike, biker scout, and Luke.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if he was going to grab the Leia or if he was just going with those 2. I reached out to clarify. So we'll know for sure when that goes up with him. Oh, yeah. Those are great melloways. I remember eating, it was Golden Pops. I ate like 2 boxes of Golden Pops. And that was my phase where I was like, I can't eat that. It's way too fattening. But I ate some Golden Pops so I could mail away for Han Solo. And I definitely ate all of. Well, they put the Ghost of Obi-Wan was on the WoW chips. Wasn't it the WoW chips? People were like, if you eat too many of those, bad things will happen. But then I was like, but then you don't gain weight. So anyway, so I would eat those with the cheeseburger. It's not the smartest decision in the world, but it worked. And
so I found this in a lot.
That's so good.
Yeah, so and I had him, but I got rid of all of my stuff. But he was actually in the lot along with the box and everything. So I wanted some G.I. Joe stuff that was in it. And
I looked up the other day because somebody was asking about those. Somebody had a lot for $50 on eBay that had the Han Solo Stormtrooper, that Obi-Wan, the Ula Melloway, a couple of the Cantina band members, and 3 of the early bird Mace Windu figures. So for $50 with shipping, which is pretty good for especially the Ula. I have actually seen the Ula go for pretty, upper, like $15 to $20 without free shipping on eBay. So just heads up, guys. Yeah, I do too, Chris. I remember mailing away for it. I mailed away for 2 of them because you had to get one to open and one to keep mint on card, so you could make mint in box, so you can make hundreds of thousands of dollars and put everyone through college in your family.
Yeah, Baldock says I did the mail away for Obi-Wan Doritos. Yeah, I remember these. Doritos is owned by Pepsi, and Pepsi was all about this. Like they had the Star Wars contract.
It's possible it was Doritos. I cut my proofs of purchases from like sour cream and onion Frito-Lays. It wasn't actually the Wild Chips. Wild Chips were Phantom Menace era.
And I don't think I ever did 2 because I was doing 2 of everything. One to keep in the box, one open. I don't think I ever did the mailaways that way because you could open them up and put them right back in.
Well, that's out. Oh, it's a good thing your review's already out, or we would have to kick you out. You only did 1, Lawrence. You only did 1. 1.
Well, like I said, I had them all on card and open, but the mailaways I only did 1.
Let's see. Dreadnought Ryan is doing Bosk. He's like a lizard. So the figure, not Dreadnought Ryan.
Almost met up with Dreadnought today, except I was like 3 miles from his house, and unfortunately, there's a lot of stuff going on in his work, so he didn't have a chance to meet up with me for lunch.
Your ankle monitor went off and was like, "You can't go any further, sir."
He works from home. He's the one with the ankle monitor. Mine,
okay.
I'm on work release, so I got to travel.
Right. There. The next day, we've got Pop Blender doing Prince Shizor from Shadows of the Empire.
So he was the first one that had asked about Shadows of the Empire. And then we kind of went down that road because I thought the Shadows of the Empire, I thought those figures were really good.
It was a really good subline. It was Yeah, no, it was. I think it was kind of what's the word I'm looking for? A cop out for Hasbro to release Valleja and Bausch through that line instead of giving us a proper Shadows of the Empire Leia. But whatever, they were trying to make up for the monkey Leia, so whatever you have to do, guys.
Yeah, so the Power of the Force. So Crimson Cobra Commander says, correct me if I'm wrong, but Power of the Force only covers the original trilogy, right? It's been so long I can't remember. Yes, Power of the Force 2 was done before the sequel trilogy started coming out.
Yeah, so this is the breakdown. Is Powers of the Force was original trilogy and expanded universe for original trilogy characters. Episode 1 came out at the same time as the last few waves of Powers of the Force. And then Hasbro, that was when Kenner went away, was during episode 1. And then after that, Hasbro ended episode 1 and Powers of the Force and combined them into the Powers of the Jedi line. So, Powers of the Force, the last wave was like Comtech chips. So, and that was in 1999. So that was the last year of Powers of the Force.
So UR Clown says Obi-Wan was some new flavor that they had that flopped.
He was on a bunch of them, I think, but he was on that. He was on one of the Doritos that was like it was like salsa something. It had like tomatoes on the bag.
Let's be honest. Some of you assholes right out here, you are collecting Star Wars and you have the chips and the pop still unopened. So go in your garage, find it for us, and tell us which one's which. Because I promise you,
you just said that. You just said that, and Aaron the Toy Enhancer is online right now buying all these old chips and cans of pop to go with all of his old bubble gum from the Garbage Pail Kids.
He probably is. And Missy right now is going, what are you doing?
And then he'll drink the old chips and drink the old pop, or as we call it in the South, cola or a Coke, even if it's Pepsi. And then he'll chew the gum and then he'll like hallucinate and see like mushrooms and shit. Anyway, the day after Pop Blender, we've got Baldy doing Thrawn.
Here it is. You are a clown. I still have the gold Yoda can from Pepsi. See?
Yeah. I remember buying the Pepsi Zero for the Queen Amidala. Pepsi Zero is trash, like Moby. Ironically, because Moby is trash because of what he tried, well, for many reasons, but one of the many things is what he tried to do to Natalie Portman. And the soda that she was on is also trash. So, poor Natalie Portman. She just can't escape trash in her life. All right. Anyway, the day after, we've got Toy Habits and Dengar. Is that both Michael and Toy Sorceress or just one? Or
so I honestly I don't know.
Okay.
Michael is the one that I've been talking to.
Okay.
He asked, "Do you want toy?" He said, and I said, "Is this Michael or Toy Sorceress?" And he said,
Okay.
"It's Michael." He said, "Do you want her?" I said, "It's up to you. You guys can do separate ones. She can be part of it."
Yeah. I bet she has all of them.
And what the craziest thing about it was when Michael was like super cool. Like Michael was like, "This is awesome." I'm like, I'm glad you're a big content creator, and there's people like Ken with 5,000 subscribers. That I mean, the rude messages he sent back to me, telling me like, screw you, go to hell. I'm not doing this stuff. Transformers is way better than Star Wars. I just couldn't believe it, and I was like, all right, Ken, like that's cool. You have sealed your own fate.
To be fair, Lawrence, you and Ken have had issues since that time you got your chocolate in his peanut butter. I mean, since then, it's just been like, you got your chocolate in my peanut butter. And you're like, no, you got your peanut butter in my chocolate. It's like, it's just by peanut butter. They're good together. Just stop. Just stop, you guys. You have to, like, come together. Like, I wish we could get Drew Barrymore here so that she would encourage you guys to hug it out. Like, you guys just got to hug it out. I can't even do it. It just repulses me. But anyway, like, kindness. Anyway.
Ooh, this is almost a blockable offense. I'm just saying, you're allowed to like what you like, but man,
I don't know. I'm sure. I mean, like, I'm sure he had a troubled childhood and his parents were mean to him. So let's just give him like room
Yeah,
to
why
have
why did
that.
your parents hate you?
Oh, you're talking to him and not me. Okay.
Yes. I know why your parents hated you.
Yeah, me too. I'm aware. I was smarter than both of them. And if you're watching, Dad, I'm sorry, but it's true. It's true. Anyway, my dad's not here right now. He's sending me 3,000 memes because that's what my dad does. Thank you, Internet. At least he's not still believing that we're going to get $3 million from Nigeria. So that's good.
Oh.
I was like, no, Dad, we're not. That's not true. He's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Anyway. So Toy Habits, Dengar. Either Toy Sorcerers or Michael are amazing to have. I was just curious.
I have to say this: when I was talking to Michael, he was like so excited about this, and then when he sent me it over, like the picture that he was gonna do, I had to like do a double take, and I'm like, is that the vintage or the 90, the 90s Power of the Force? And he goes, I had to do the same thing, but it's the 95. And he goes,
Yeah,
who doesn't like a guy wrapped in toilet paper? I'm like,
it's fair.
you got the gist of this right away.
Yeah. And Toy Habits is a great. I mean, like that's why I'm on ToyTube. Is Michael asked me to be on their show one time, and I was just some bitch in the comments making bitchy comments. He was like, "You should come on." And I was like, "Sure, I'll do that." And here I am. So now you all know who to blame. Anyway, the day after Toy Habits, we've got Bud from my buddy's Customs. I almost said collector, but no customs. He's doing Shadows of the Empire Luke, which that's also an epic figure.
And it's such a good figure.
That's a good
Both,
one.
it's just, I really wish they would have used that design in one of the later movies.
Oh, for sure.
Like that outfit was awesome.
Well, and they used what makes it even stupider that they didn't use it is that was one of the original designs for the Royal Guard. Most of the Shadows in the Empire designs were taken from things they didn't use for Jedi. So,
Oh, I did not know that.
yeah. Yeah, that was.
Commander says, "I'll send a message tomorrow if I can figure a video for you." Well, again, you have time. Like you have to the end of the month, but
Yeah,
of course, we'd like to get it in before then.
yeah, we've got time.
And Mega J is not here. I mean, he could be. I mean, if you hit at Mega J, you'll see if he populates, but I doubt he's here right now. Or I could do it.
It's not. And then he'll be on. I mean, it's what today's Wednesday. Yeah, he'll be on in like an hour on his channel. Like it's Wednesday. He'll be streaming. I mean, it's hard. You end up on the internet at odd times, and there's Mega J streaming with 17 people. It's amazing.
With 17 people on screen.
Yeah,
not just in the chat.
No, the chat. He's always got 50 to 100 people in chat, no matter what time. It's like 4 a.m. and you're like, what the hell is Mega J doing? And there's like 30 people on the screen and like 700 people in chat, and it's just like this is epic. So
I might be on. I might be on the do not ask to come on list after. Seems like I've
after you went on there and you were wrong about the Thundercats cat layer.
No, after I insulted Ramen Toys and said they need to start putting stuff out. Now it seems like Ace is
so
really
you went back and were insulted more people. Okay, but that's your thing, right?
Yeah, but he was actually in the chat and he took offense to it, and it seems like since then he has been putting out a lot of videos showing the progression of their stuff, which is good because you know what, people just want to know that their stuff is coming in. But we'll get into that another day.
Really quick, Zoran the Barbarian has a statement about his basement, and it's apparently cool because there are Power of the Force 2 figures in it. So right now is the time to list all of that on eBay because there are a bunch of people buying these figures to do reviews on eBay. I mean on YouTube. So jump on eBay, sell your figures.
Or if you want to avoid the fees, just contact Aaron the Toy Enhancer and he'll probably just buy them all off you.
Yeah, right. Oh my God, that's a good point because Aaron only spent $500 so far on Power of the Force 2, and he definitely needs this. Will probably spend at least 500 more. So definitely, hook Aaron up. He's working through something, and let's help him. Okay, shadows of the
Look, and there he is.
he shows up just in time.
See, and we know this is not Missy because these would have been angry faces if Missy had his.
She would have been like, he spent how much? Yeah. Anyway. Oh, Zoran is in Canada. I hope it's Zoran or Zoran. Anyway,
Zoran.
it's in Canada. Well, I'm sure Aaron will drive to the border and you guys can like swim them over or something. Like, like Baby Jessica in the well with these Power of the Force 2 toys. So
shoot them on over across the Detroit River. You just kind of push it across.
Chris,
I'll grab them and then I'll drop them off on the way to Joe Fest.
It's true. We can make this work. And then Chris yeah, that's the one, Chris. That's we should have gotten Orlando in that costume also because he also disguised himself. That was the one fail of the Shadows of the Empire toy line. No Lando in that disguise. All right.
It's been way too hard to put a Lando head on it.
Yeah, it would have been difficult. They're like, I don't know. And it's like, and at that time, like now people would be like, but Lando worms. Everyone, there was nothing that peg wormed until right before the prequels. Like, I remember people trying to sell me a Mon Mothma for $50. I waited that out. But like, it was hard to find even the characters people make fun of now. That Dengar, it took forever to find Dengar. So anyway, we're almost done with the list. The day after Bud on the 28th of May. I think that's my ex's mother-in-law's. The day that like she burned her face off with the acid. I need to send her a card. Sorry about your face. Anyway, that day, Speaking Wisely will be doing a review of either the TIE Fighter or the TIE Fighter Pilot.
It's a TIE Fighter Pilot.
It's a pilot? Okay.
So we have to get a hold of it.
All right. So TIE Fighter Pilot. The day after that.
Oh. Wait a minute. So everyone here, when you see Speaking Moistly in any chat, whether it be Toy Habits, Geek Dad Life, what's the other one? Toy Anxiety. If you see them, that is not one of our chats, highlight them and say, hey, you need to contact Punker Allison about your video because we don't know how to get a hold of them.
Yeah, we need to know moist. Oh no. Yeah, that was the one I was looking at. Yeah, if you you probably did miss it. Lawrence did say if you are not currently on the list or you want to do more, just reach out to one of us. We will get you scheduled in. Let's see. And then the day after that, we've got Fuller Figures doing Jedi Luke.
That was another figure I absolutely loved. I hated hunting down Gray Vest Luke and then Black Luke, and then it had Long Saber Luke, and then it was Short Saber Luke, and then Short Saber Luke, and the long. That one actually may not have had the long tray.
Yeah, I think that was right when they phased out the long sabers, but
but they made sure they definitely made sure to give you that gray vest, and I hunted that down, and but I really like that figure. I love the cloak that went over them and everything. So,
and then when Episode 1 figures had it, everyone referred to it as chocolate shell, like because of the magic shell ice cream thing. Choco shell Obi-Wan. So.
Oh, okay. So Crimson Cobra Commander, they go up on your own channel.
Yep. So just put it on your channel and just let us know, and we'll tell you what day to schedule it to go live on.
Yeah. So we just so we just tell you when to go live. We'll promote it for you. So it really will help the other toy creators. I don't think anyone wants to be sending me stuff where I can get monetized and I can make money off your content.
To go to your channel, watch your video, see your vibe, and like decide, hey, this is somebody I should subscribe to, and maybe watch more of your stuff. This is to help all of you, grow and like have some fun too, and like help us build a cool community of cool people hanging out doing cool things. Well, nerdy thing. I mean, cool is subjective. This is kind of nerdy, let's be honest. But I mean, there are far worse things we could be doing. We could be going to a Moby concert. So, like, this is much better use of our time.
Yeah, and my head is not that big that I'm like, all right, I need you guys all to create content for me so I can make money off the monetization.
Yeah, this isn't one of those. Lawrence isn't one of those content farms, like 5 Minute Crafts or Illuminati or, I don't know. There are a couple of them. So I can't think of any toy tube channels that are content farms, though. That's interesting. Anyway, and then on the 30th, we have Matthew Matson. And do we know who Matthew is reviewing it?
Yes, he's doing Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Okay, and it doesn't say on your list, so.
You are absolutely correct. It does not, because I wasn't sure if I was able to get him for sure to do it. So I have finally got Matthew. I was able to get Matthew to go live finally when we started doing the movies. He didn't want to, and now he's finally going to break out. And I really hounded him on this, and I put him at the back end because I'm like, if you decide you don't want to do it, I can get someone else, but he is going to do it, and I can't wait.
It'll be good. And Matthew should be making content. Matthew's got great perspectives and is a cool dude. So
he does, and he finds a way to upset people. I think it's great.
Well, that will get him lots of views. People will just go to hate watch. You know all about that.
Oh yes.
People show
Nothing I want to do in my free time than watch someone I don't like.
I used to do that, but now Toy Guru doesn't have a channel anymore, so I can't. So anyway,
I just can't. Like,
I literally can't. There's no content for me to go hate watch, so we're good. Now I have to find somebody else to hate watch.
Yeah, I mean, I have friends messaging me wanting me to watch their stuff so I can kind of give them, some sort of idea or tips or whatever. I don't have time to go watch people I don't like.
Yeah.
I can watch my own videos if I want that.
Oh, poor Lawrence. Poor Lawrence. One day it'll all go right for you, and then you'll die 5 minutes later. It'll be sad.
For sure.
Can I do the eulogy at your funeral? And I'll be like, he was very short-tempered and short, and Gargamel finally got him after all these years.
As long as it's not too insensitive with my kids around.
And then I'll be like, but he loved his children and he gave them everything. And we will hunt Gargamel down and decapitate him and put his head on a spike for taking Lawrence from us. All right. Really quick. That. And then Capitan had a good question.
Okay. So this Power of the Force stuff is just getting a figure from the line and just reviewing it. Yeah, as long as it's Power of the Force 2, so the 95, just getting one, reviewing it however you want to do it. Have fun with it, and then we're going to help promote it. So especially if you're just starting off your YouTube career, your content, or maybe you're struggling, it's hopefully going to get a bunch of eyes on it that normally wouldn't. So that's all we're looking at doing. And then what did Capitan ask?
Yeah, he asked freeze frame or sticker. And just to that, depends. I don't know. Both, depending on some of the figures had all of that. So
yeah. Well, the Shadows of the Empire started the sticker, right? The hologram sticker.
Yeah, and then there was a while where some of the orange cards got stickers, but not all of them. And then all of the green cards had them. But a few of the green cards got out without them. So it was really, really interesting.
Although you could have just peeled it off.
You could. Yeah, that was why nobody was paying anything for cards without stickers. But I do remember thinking I was going to make a lot of money. Spoiler alert, no.
Largo's Lair joins and says, "Greetings, looking forward to watching Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan on May the 1st. Well, I hope you already watched it. I mean, isn't it May 1st in Guatemala right now? So,
no, there was a Biggie reference in the chat. Yep. Okay, we're caught up. And then on the last day of May, on the 31st, I'll have my Monkey Face Leia video premiere. And just heads up, everyone, it's going to have all of the Leias in that costume that they did in Power of the Force, because they obviously tried to fix the horror they inflicted upon the world with that first Leia. So, yeah. And then they tried to sell the slide. That if you try to now rebuild a Power of the Force 2 collection, the one thing that does cost a lot, well, the two things are the album that you would put all those slides into, and then the Luke binoculars that you would look at them in. So there you go.
So I asked the question. Gatey's Toy says, "Gotta remember Mother hoarding Batman Returns Catwoman because she was going to be worth money."
That was a great figure, though.
Roughly, how much is she worth today? Just
with shipping, you could get her for like $20-25. Because I looked it up. I want to get one to add to the wall of figures on quads.
Neil has jumped in, said,
"Hello,
hey there, everyone." Yeah, and Largo, again, I talked about this earlier, and doing this and setting this all up, I had so much fun. I really did collecting this as a kid. Well, I wasn't even a kid. I was a young adult. You know, late teens, like 19, going into my early 20s. I had so much fun. We did laugh about how big they were. A lot of it had to do with we were already working out. Like I started working out when I was 18. But also, none of them looked like that. The most ridiculous one being muscular was Darth Vader because, well, he's a robot. So it made no sense why he was muscular. But they did it anyway.
I don't know.
So
That's just what all toys looked like at the time. They were like, we got to get these kids to buy the Star Wars stuff. And as soon as they realized.
Were they all big like that?
Yeah, like if you look at even like the Jurassic Park toy line, they like had them big and buff so kids would play with them. Like they were just.
Well, that makes sense.
They looked like
that. Fighting dinosaurs. You had to be big and buff.
Yeah.
So Andrew says, I feel like Luke was based off that super horny poster where Leia was all legs and boobs, but then they applied that.
Yeah, the poster by the Hildebrands, and he does look a lot like the Hildebrand poster. I think that was sort of the imagery they used originally. So I'm pretty sure that is sort of where they got the idea for it, because even Leia's outfit on that first figure is sort of structured the way Leia's costume is. A little bit from that poster, so I'm pretty sure that that's part of what they're like. We need to buff them up.
So, if you were talking about Shizor, is that who you're, or am I missing something else?
Yeah, I think that's who he's referring to.
That is the one that Pop Blender is doing. I think you're talking about. It might be from something. It might be from something else. I just want to make sure. Yeah, so Shizor, yeah, Pop Blender is doing Shizor. He was such a weird but cool character. And I like the fact, if I remember correctly, in the book Shadows of the Empire, they made it where you're always like, that guy cannot, he's not a formidable foe for Darth Vader. And in the end, if I remember correctly, he wasn't.
He wasn't, no. But
I thought, if I remember correctly, Vader pretty much just eliminates him pretty quickly when the time comes. But it's been a long time since I read a book, and that was probably the last book that I actually read.
You can get it as a book on tape now. So
I always wanted them to do a movie. Best Star Wars novel ever. I'm with you. I tried reading the Zahn books, and I just couldn't. Probably because they're way above my reading level. There's no way that many people can love can love those that trilogy and it not be good. But then again, people like American Karaoke, that's been going on TV for years, and that thing's trash. So
I
maybe
I think they should have done Power Shadows of the Empire as an animated series at some point.
hell, they could go back now and do deep fakes and
That would be cool. I would like to see it as like sort of 90s style animation, like how they're kind of doing with X-Men 97. I think I mean, and they've changed so much of that backstory now that it would be, I don't know if they'd be able to like do it because Disney is pretty set on sticking to the current canon, but it would be really cool if they somehow reworked all of that so that and did an animated series of it, because that's what I thought back in the day was they should have done the Zon trilogy and Shadows of the Empire and a couple of the books that were really good, because some of those books were not good. I read them all, but they were all pretty bad. Some of them were pretty bad. But if they were to do some actual like night and again like X-Men 97, that 90s style animation, I think it would be really cool.
so Woody says I'm going to call a night. Can't wait to watch everyone's views. Definitely looking forward to it. Punk set it off right. Thank you very much. And Woody, if you feel like you want to jump in, I know you've been doing content.
Yeah.
You know, pick up a figure, let me know, and we will schedule you in. Again, the main reason why this happened was all a joke, but
It
when
was
we
a
all
joke.
realized,
It was a good joke.
yeah, you can buy many of these figures for $10. And like I was not going to ask people to spend. I would not have asked people to spend $55 on a Mythic Legions if they're not collecting it. But $10, I'm willing to ask you to spend your hard-earned money to be part of this wonderful thing. Unless your name is Ken, and
Yeah.
you know, then you're like, I'm too good for this.
Poor Ken.
Poor Ken.
Poor
He
Ken.
did it to himself.
Yeah, I know. That's poor Ken. What was it? Oh yeah. So anyway, enough about Ken. He's not even participating. He's out of control. But I think part of why I liked it was when the idea went from me just making an offhanded comment as a joke in response to a thing you said on the live stream was most of us are adult collectors today in 2024 because of Power of the Force 2. A lot of us started actually going back to the toy aisle. A lot of us were teenager. I wasn't. I was in my 20s. But a lot of sort of teenagers who technically would have been aging out of toys at that point actually started buying Power of the Force. So I think a lot of us are here today on YouTube and meeting each other and becoming friends and building this community because Power of the Force 2 happened. I don't know if we would be doing it if not for that. So that was why I kind of liked it once this took off and became more than a joke.
I definitely agree with that, because I think most of the people that were collecting, other than Hot Wheel collectors and probably Lego collectors, I mean, we grew up on Star Wars. And even though I think the majority of us by 83, 84, 85, obviously when you look at the shelves, we were done with Star Wars because it was really hard, in my opinion, to make new characters when they weren't making movies. Everything was those things are so sacred to us. I mean, how people are mad that George Lucas went and tried to fix things that he didn't like about his own movies. And, you know, G.I. Joe took over and, you know, Motu. So there would have been that, you know, as G.I. Joe came out, there would be, you know, Joe fans, and then there would have been Motu fans as those come out. But for this was something everyone could get involved in. Not to mention, when people started seeing how much the vintage ones started going for, people thought this is a good investment.
Yeah, right.
Newsflash, it was not a good investment.
It depends. Well, yeah, if you were investing so you could be a millionaire, it was not. But to be fair, everyone who bought all those comic books in the 90s thinking they would be worth millions of dollars, those aren't either. So pretty much everything we built in our collecting on in the 90s, this promise of future fortune, it was all a lie. All a lie.
It was all a lie.
All a lie.
Three Star Draw says when Power of the Force 2 came out, we were at the age we could collect rather than just play with what we were given or bought with allowance. Absolutely correct. And so many of us were at that age where we were still living at home, not paying rent, probably working 40 hours, if not more. There was a time that us kids worked overtime and working 70 hours a week. We really didn't think about it because, well, we didn't need sleep.
Right.
Um,
I, just,
so
I I was working at Blockbuster at the time. I just remember closing the store, like getting out of there at like 1 a.m. and then on my way home stopping at the Walmart Supercenter. We had just gotten a 24-hour one in my neck of the woods, and I remember stopping so that I could get like a Diet Coke and like a bag of chips to like eat because I had a pretty long commute back to my house because I was way out in the country, y'all. And but it was around the time they were stocking the shelves, so I'd go in there and I'd help the one guy who had to stock the entire toy aisle, and he'd be busting open cases of Power of the Force 2, so I would get him right out of the case, you know. And then I moved to Texas, but when I was there, like I never had a problem finding most stuff because I knew the guy and I would help him finish stocking his shelves. So
so
always be
Christmas,
nice to your store employee.
yeah, that goes without saying. Don't be a douchebag. Christopher says, I heard that George Lucas is coming back to work on a new Star Wars series or something. I doubt that. I don't know. Did you hear that from Mike Zero? How did we not ask Mike Zero to be part of this? He is
Who?
the preeminent content creator. Mike is Zero. Um, Absolutely love his content as he sits in front of his dartboard that says Zero. Um, I've not heard that. George Lucas does not want to have anything to do with this. He just wants the stuff to be created in the image that he hoped for.
Yeah.
But I mean, it could be.
I
He's old. He doesn't. He sold it off thinking that it was going to be in good hands. And I'm sorry, Kathleen Kennedy just. I don't have nice things to say about her.
I'll let her know next time we're having wine. The rumor is he is returning in a limited capacity. What I've heard, and it wasn't because I don't even know who Mike Zero is. I hope if he's a good creator, I'll go check him out. If he's not, I'll just pretend I didn't.
He is. You will never get better news on Star Wars. Kathleen Kennedy has been fired. Matthew, what? She's been out at least 843 times since he found that flash drive.
Yeah, no, I love watching everyone like she's been fired. It's like, okay, cool. I'll wait for that to happen. I've heard that Lucas is coming back as a story consultant for a particular series that they want to do, which is not the same as coming back to it. And my understanding is it's because they're using some of the original story stuff he left behind. So that's as official as what I've heard, but that's also very much like, like that. So it may not even happen. They may not even make that series or movie or whatever it's going to be. But also just remember, a lot of people hated the prequels, and George Lucas 100% wrote those. So if you want George Lucas to come back, remember, if you didn't like the prequels, you're probably not going to like what he's going to come back and do. So
Matthew says, I grossly underestimated how many times she's been fired, according to him. He says at least 10,000 times, Mike Zero said. And he's very committed when he tells you that she's done. This is just breaking news. I don't know how you can break the news so many times. How many times Dave Filoni can take over, yet he never seems to take over.
Yeah. I think, I don't know. My goal is there's a lot of Star Wars stuff that has come out under Disney that it's not my favorite Star Wars stuff. But also there are people the stuff I don't like, there are people who like that. The stuff I like, there are people who don't like the stuff I like. And I'm kind of if you don't like the Star Wars stuff I like, that's okay. Like, you don't have to. My life isn't over because we don't like the exact same stuff. And I think a lot of Star Wars fans would be happier with themselves and each other if we all just sort of said, Went back to how we did. Remember in 19, some of you aren't old enough, so I apologize. But in 1978 and 1979, we didn't have really any, except the Star Wars Holiday Special. Sorry, I just had a moment. Anyway, but for us, Star Wars was whatever we played, our headcanon with our action figures. And like, I think everyone should just, with Star Wars, if you like it, keep it. If you don't like it, just use your headcanon and wish it away and make Star Wars is your own thing. Buy the figures you like. Don't, if you don't like it, don't buy it. If all they do is movies and TV shows you don't like right now, that's money you can save. So just make your own Star Wars. Like make your own headcanon. Enjoy what you like, but don't waste time on the stuff you don't. Life is too short to be unhappy and give a corporation money for stuff you don't like. And then anytime you spend angry on the internet about stuff you don't like is time you're going to want back at the end of your life. So
unless you're dead,
that's how I
want it
go
back.
forward with Star Wars, and especially when I'm trying to finish Book of Boba Fett. So anyway, that's
there's a lot of there's a lot of the Disney Star Wars stuff that I just enjoyed. I know people don't like Obi-Wan. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And maybe just because I really like Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan. Maybe I want it to be better than what it is.
I wanted Return of the Jedi to be better than it was. I'm just kidding.
That's still my favorite movie.
Yeah, and it's cool. Like I loved it as a kid. As an older person, I didn't like Return of the Jedi as much. I liked Empire better. As a kid, Empire was my least favorite. As an adult, Empire is the best one.
Capitan says that the only prequel I loved was Revenge of the Sith. I really like Episode 1. I thought pod racing was awesome. I don't know why people hate pod racing so much. It was fun. It was a race. All right. The only way it could have been better is if you would have put Tom Cruise in there racing, like Days of Thunder. Look at her face. I love it.
Sorry, I just threw up in my mouth a little bit, but okay.
But to me, and I mean this, Attack of the Clones is awful.
All right? That's my favorite of the prequels. I loved Attack of the Clones.
It's so like you see the animation so.
Oh yeah, the CGI and all of those prequel movies. Like I'm hoping we get a special edition of all three of those where they clean up the old bad CGI. Like I could get behind that.
Now, don't get me wrong. In Attack of the Clones, somehow, and by the grace of the Force, yeah, Natalie Portman does get her suit ripped, which perfectly shows off her midriff, and I'm perfectly fine with that.
She was 18 finally, so it was legal.
But the fact that it somehow ripped absolutely perfect.
Yeah, it was questionable, right? It was a perfect route. Yeah, Ewan McGregor didn't have anything ripped off of him. I'm just saying, George Lucas, if you're gonna rip off some of Natalie Portman's clothes, we need equal parts ripped off of Ewan McGregor. Fair is fair.
Yeah, but Ewan McGregor, I mean, he wasn't in like great shape or anything.
Did you not see? Never mind. I don't want you to get demonetized, but anyway, there are a couple movies where you would fully appreciate the girth of Ewan McGregor's career.
Oh,
well, you probably wouldn't, but some of us did.
They didn't show. It's not like they showed her naked.
Not in Star Wars.
I know, but that's what I mean.
But in other movies, they did.
I know.
The full McGregor, as it were. So anyway.
No, I'm talking about Natalie Portman.
Oh yeah, not Natalie Portman.
Yeah,
she was underage. So
I know, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, but they could have ripped Obi-Wan's shirt off. Like he could have lost his top, and just been running around. And we had to see Anakin's chest as he thrashed around in bed and screamed for his mother. Give us some Ewan, okay, guys? Because that still disturbs me to this day. Mom.
I agree with Terrence. He is a good-looking man.
Yep.
Him and his the mole and everything. But but he is. He's not in that the guy that's in good shape is what I meant. So,
Yeah. Well, yeah,
so
but dad bods are in.
so make shape create. Corey has shown up here.
Hey, Corey.
We did discuss what you're going to be doing. Um, so
Yeah,
I
we
am
talked.
looking forward to seeing.
Corey's got stuff both weekends. The side adventures I'm going to say for those will all end up on the tiles that I'm doing. So keep that in mind. Yeah, do check the tiles. I'm going to put them on my community tab. Lawrence will do that as well. We'll also put them on Instagram. And I'll make sure everyone who's participating get access to those so you can share those as well. Because there will be side episodes that aren't just toy reviews, other stuff that people are doing to participate and make this a fun event for everyone.
Yeah, I wish that I could say that I had a favorite for the Disney trilogy. Actually, it would be the first one because it wasn't god awful like the other one. Sorry,
my favorite.
you know what? We're trying to be nice here.
Remember,
God,
just
they're
because you
awful.
don't like those doesn't mean that's Star Wars for other people, and that's what we love about Star Wars.
Yeah, well, no, it's like saying the G.I. Joe movies were good.
They had Channing Tatum in it. How can you say anything is good where he's not playing Magic Mike? I mean, I'm just saying.
Well, if you've seen 21 Jump Street and 22 Jump Street.
I saw the first one. I didn't watch the second one.
Oh, they're both so good. 22 Jump Street.
I liked the first one, actually.
22 Jump Street is really good, too. And there's a reason why it's called 22 Jump Street. It's because they have to
move across the street?
Yes, because they have to move across the street.
I did watch the trailer for it. So.
Channing Tatum has some really good.
Channing Tatum was pretty good in what was the one with that Tarantino did that he was in the one like set in like Montana where it was like snowing and they're all stuck in the cabin in the snow.
I don't know.
It's not the Terrible Seven, but it was something like that. That was a good. I like Tarantino though. So Tarantino makes, even when it's a bad Tarantino movie, it's at least fun to watch and interesting. So Hateful Eight. Thank you, Neil. I knew it had a number in it. It was that was a fun movie for me. So
Jay Astro is absolutely correct. 21 and 22 Jump Street are way better than I thought they'd be. They were just fun. Like I thought they did a really good job. And now everyone is telling you that it's the Hateful Eight.
Cool. Excellent.
And there's Matthew chiming in. Channing Tatum was great in G.I. Joe Retaliation when he got blown up.
Fair. I didn't watch that one, though. I bought some of the toys from that one, I think. That was a rough toy line. The first one was rough. I remember buying the CoverGirl and being like, ooh, this is not a good sculpt, Hasbro. So.
Well, that happens.
Yeah, it definitely happens. As my review will, at the end of the month will say, sometimes bad sculpts happen to attractive people.
So I do want to mention about tomorrow. Matthew and I will be doing over on Punks on Film. And I talked about it earlier today when the stream started, is that we will be discussing Star Wars Troops. And here is a link to it. So go over there and subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe to the channel and hit that remind button. And we're going to be watching it without any sound. Not that we get demonetized for having under 100 subscribers. But if you haven't seen Troops, look it up on YouTube. I believe you've seen it, correct, Allison?
Yep, I have.
And what it is a fan-made movie from the 90s.
It was the late 80s, early 90s. Yep.
No,
late 90s, early 2000s.
Okay, yeah. I remember having it burned on a CD to watch it. Not a DVD, a burned CD to watch it on like a Windows 98 machine. And it explains what happens to Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen. It is in the is in the form of cops. They have the cops music going. Uh, Boba Fett does make an appearance, but just in the opening credits. Uh, it is it's a fun fan made movie. I think it being in SD standard definition lends to it because you can't. It's harder to tell that the actors aren't actually Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen. So, but if you haven't watched it, take 15 minutes out of your day. Star Wars Troops, you'll find it. It's on YouTube. It's easy to find, and then we'll be breaking it down because I have to watch it. Right? I should probably watch it.
You should probably watch it. Yeah, that helps.
Yeah. Again, it's only 15 minutes. But yeah, I watched it. I watched it a couple years ago, and I laughed just as hard because it explains Star Wars. At all, it's a misunderstanding, is what it really is. Like, see, Christopher says we used to cry laughing at that. It's awesome.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. And then this Saturday over on Jay Bartlett's channel, I will be doing a table read for Empire Strikes Back at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm not sure if he has responded. He's probably actually or was live. Allison will also be joining. And I'm assuming that Allison will, since she is the only female that's going to be at the table read, he responded and said, great, that you're going to contact him. I'm assuming Allison will play Princess Leia.
I've already got the outfit for it, so halfway there. Wait. Why you stuck up, half-witted, scruffy-looking nerf herder? I'm almost there. I gotta practice.
You'll be saying that to Chad because I believe Chad is being Han Solo.
Who is Chad?
It's Chad.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, that'll make it. That'll help.
But I don't think I posted it yet. I know it's on it's on Facebook, but I will be promoting that a little bit. I am being the Emperor. We're actually going to be multiple characters. So I'm the Emperor, and then all the other characters are characters I have. You didn't even know they had names.
I'm going to petition to be standby for ion control. I've been practicing that one my whole life.
I think I might actually have that one.
Oh, well, you need to start practicing because it's really important for you to get it. Standby for ion control.
Yeah, I'm going to watch the movie Saturday before. That might be overkill. That'd be like, oh my God, I'm so inundated with Empire Strikes Back.
Are you going to be the ice cream maker guy too?
I don't know.
He has a little bit of a line where he goes, as he runs by.
Here, I can actually do that. I'm going to be the Emperor. I am Riken. Who is Riken? Oh, he must be one of the...
Yeah, General Riken.
Oh, Riken.
Yeah,
General. I'm Derlin.
That's Cliff from Cheers.
Senior Controller.
I think that's standby for iron control, lady. Yep. There you go. Start practicing. You got to get that right.
I don't know if he gave that because I'm Mexican. Senior Controller.
Senior.
I'm Rebel Captain. I am Hobie.
Oh yeah, that's the guy that dies in the snowspeeder with Luke.
That's not him.
I'm pretty sure that's him. Or is he the one that rescues them?
No, that's Dax.
That's Dak. Okay.
Yeah, because he thinks he can take on the Empire.
One of the snowtrooper pilots, I'm pretty sure.
I'm Head Controller.
Oh, I think that's standby for ion control.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I am Man's Voice, which is kind of shocking. You would think you'd find someone with a much deeper voice if someone's just going to be Man's Voice.
Well, take that as the compliment it is.
But let's see here. I'm really looking. It just sounds like so much fun. Let me look up here. Or I could just pull it up here while you guys are actually watching, rather than me tell you all this stuff. So, and I don't know. Talk to the people, Alex.
Right? That's a
I'm
good
so
point.
used to
Really
doing
quick,
this alone.
yeah, right? And I'm so used to ignoring chat for hours. Let's see. Let's see. Turkish, that's a great point. My ex's mom could also be Jabba the Hutt, but I don't know. She might not be big enough. I mean, her head is, but the rest of her. Let's see. Corey has a yeah. What weekend? Yeah. I'll chat. I'll send you a message offline, Corey, and we'll get that coordinated. Dak Rattler. Good. Exactly. Yep, I was wrong. And then people are just talking. So there we go. So
Viper Scout wants to know if you can play Princess Leia with Fran Drescher's.
I have not made fun of Fran Drescher in so long. I don't know if I could still do the voice consistently for more than a few seconds, and it would be pretty bad. I could try, but I think people would be really mad about that.
So this is what we have here. As of right now, it's Chad is on it. Willie Low Gamer, who I'm not sure, me, Zazo's Clubhouse, and then Neil Temple. But I know there's a few others. I thought Hans Chow was going to be in it, but he may have updated some things. Maybe some people backed out because this was the original one. So either way, I think it's going to be a blast. Talk about geeking out completely on Star Wars, but it's like a 3-hour table read. I'm not an actor,
obviously.
I'm bad at reading, but I would assume I'm probably going to know most of the lines anyway. So it won't be one of those.
You have enough time to take all the hooked on phonics lessons between now and then. You should be fine.
Oh, I have so much time on my hands.
Yeah, you've got so much. You'll do fine. You know, just remember when Gargamel is chasing you to rehearse the lines in your head.
Okay. So, do you have anything else that you want to add before we wrap this up?
Mobius trash. Otherwise, no.
Wow.
Well, just in case he for a second forgot that he's trash, got to throw it back out into the universe.
I can say a lot has changed with you and I have changed a lot since we've gotten to know each other in that first stream that we did with Thursday with a Friend, which has almost been a year. It was almost a year ago.
It's been almost a year, yeah.
So
I was much sooner to being on time this time than I was that time.
You had me so stressed out that day.
I know.
You showed up like 4 minutes before.
That's
after
true.
telling me 20 minutes earlier, I'll be there in a second. We'd only chatted a few times. I was like,
that's a good point. Like we hadn't even done like a pre-show debrief where we jumped on. So
no, and I was
I'd only ever done before that one episode of two episodes of Toy Habits, and one of those was a pre-record when Larry was still there. And
yeah,
the less said about that, the better.
Yeah,
Toy Sorceress is so cool. I love her so much.
And you know what it's like as you get to as you get to know people, and like if I did a show with Tony or obviously Matthew and I do a show, they could jump on 2 minutes before and we could just go.
Oh yeah, it's be different now.
You can chat it, but if you get someone that you don't know that well and you want to just kind of lay down everything and see how the chemistry goes, and but you showed up like minutes before, and I'm like, oh my god.
I thought, but it's also because I'm on the West Coast, you're in Central Time Zone, and it's really, you would think I knew better, because my family is a couple hours behind me, because they're all in the South still. But like, I forget that like the time difference is what it is. And it's just like I end work at 5 p.m. my time. I'm supposed to jump on with you at 6, but my head kept like, you've got time, you got time. It just flies. So anyway,
Yeah, and well, that's
it
life.
was a good time. I mean, I was also super nervous, so it probably took me longer to get ready that time just because I was like, I don't know if this dude is cool or not. Because,
And I
sometimes you get
definitely,
on the stream and somebody could be an asshole.
I definitely didn't expect you to be nervous because I felt like you were so ready.
Yeah,
So,
well, I usually fake it pretty good. Fake it till you make it, as they say.
so this is a link to the Star Wars table read. Make sure you click on it to notify you. Hit the bell notification, and then here is a link to the troops for tomorrow, which we will see everyone. Alice, if you don't have anything else to say, I'm going to wrap it
Uh,
up.
yep. Everyone, if you're one of the people who said during chat you were interested, I will reach out to you so that we can coordinate. If you didn't say in chat today that you want to participate, but you're thinking about it, just reach out to me or Lawrence within the next couple of days so we can get you scheduled. The more the merrier. We'll make it happen. And yeah, I've got, like I said, that toy booklet is hitting Saturday morning on my channel. And Corey's got his video hitting on Saturday around the same time. So watch us both. And yeah, that's sort of it. And then join me on Sunday. I have Ed, your other moderator, and we're going to call her Krull, which is not Star Wars, but kind of Star Wars. So join us for that.
And you guys all know where to find me here.
Ranting.
If you're new to the channel, if you're from Allison's channel, please head on over here, hit subscribe. And obviously, if you're here and you haven't subscribed to Allison, please go over there, give her a subscribe. You're over 500, right?
Yeah, I am at 580 something right now.
All right. So she's approaching that
I'm
600 mark. Her Tony's Figs. I don't want. He gets all mad if I say Tony Figs. They're trying to get to 1,000 because that is the magic number, and then you can stop subscribing. But tomorrow, you can find me on Punks on Film along with Matthew. We'll be talking troops, as I mentioned, and then this Saturday, Alice and I will be on the table read on Jay Bartlett's show. Put both of those links in the chat. So,
how many subscribers does Punks on Film have?
90.
Oh my God. Well, we need to subscribe to that because if you don't have your 4,000, it's the end of the effing world, y'all.
Everyone for like 3 weeks in a row at the end of Monday nights, at the end of Monday night stream, everyone, oh yeah, they wanted to talk movies. I said, hey, I'll create a channel. Everyone was super excited. Then I created it, get Matthew to agree to go on, and then crickets.
Well,
We don't simulcast anymore over here because I need people to go over. We need the people to go over there because eventually it's like no one's gonna. We're all lazy. I'm already watching it here.
Why do we need to go over there?
Exactly. He's not serious about it. Anyway, we are gonna call it a night because I have stuff to do tomorrow. And Allison, thank you. Please reach out to Allison or myself if you want to get involved and get your name out there.
It's true.
So everyone, have a wonderful night, and I will see you tomorrow.
And may the force be with you always.